Shirk is an Arabic term in Islam that refers to the sin of associating partners with Allah or attributing divine attributes to someone or something other than Allah. It's considered the gravest sin in Islam, as it directly contradicts the fundamental principle of monotheism, tawhid. Shirk encompasses various forms, such as worshipping idols, seeking intercession from beings other than Allah, or believing in the existence of multiple gods. It's seen as a rejection of the oneness of Allah and a violation of the core belief in His absolute sovereignty and uniqueness. Muslims are obligated to avoid shirk and uphold the belief in the oneness of Allah, known as tawhid. In Islam, associating partners with Allah is considered one of the gravest sins, known as shirk. Those who commit this sin are called mushrikin. They include individuals or groups who attribute partners or equals to Allah, either by worshipping idols, humans, or anything else alongside or instead of Allah. The Qur'an explicitly condemns this practice and emphasizes the importance of tawheed, the belief in the oneness of Allah. Throughout history, various nations and civilizations have been known to associate partners with Allah, a practice referred to as shirk in Islam. In the context of Islamic teachings, some of the prominent nations and civilizations that engaged in shirk include the ancient Egyptians, Greeks, Romans, and the people of pre-Islamic Arabia. The ancient Egyptians, for example, practiced polytheism, worshipping numerous deities such as Ra, Osiris, and Isis, alongside other gods and goddesses, attributing divine attributes to these entities. Similarly, ancient Greek and Roman societies worshipped a pantheon of gods and goddesses, each representing different aspects of life and nature, with Zeus and Jupiter considered the supreme deities. In pre-Islamic Arabia, polytheism was widespread, with tribes venerating idols and associating partners with Allah. The Kaaba, the sacred sanctuary in Mecca, housed numerous idols representing different deities worshipped by various tribes. The Quraysh tribe, which dominated Mecca at the time of the Prophet Muhammad, engaged in polytheistic practices and profited from pilgrimages to the Kaaba. Despite the diversity of cultures and civilizations, the common thread among these nations was the belief in multiple gods and the attribution of divine qualities to various entities, which contradicted the principle of monotheism upheld in Islam. Thus, these nations serve as historical examples of societies that engaged in shirk, according to Islamic teachings. In Islamic theology, Allah's punishment for polytheism, or shirk, is described in various ways in the Qur'an and hadiths, sayings of the Prophet Muhammad. It's often depicted as severe, with descriptions of eternal punishment in hellfire. However, The specifics of the punishment are not detailed in exhaustive detail, as interpretations can vary among scholars and individuals. It's emphasized that turning away from polytheism and embracing the oneness of Allah, tawheed, is central to Islamic belief. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, spoke extensively about polytheism, emphasizing its grave spiritual consequences. He taught that polytheism, shirk, is the greatest sin in Islam, as it contradicts the fundamental principle of tawheed, the oneness of Allah. Numerous hadiths narrate his warnings about the dangers of associating partners with Allah, stressing that it leads to eternal punishment in the hereafter. One well-known hadith quotes the Prophet as saying, "Whoever dies while ascribing partners to Allah will enter the fire." This underscores the severity of polytheism in Islamic teachings and the importance of maintaining monotheistic belief in Allah. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, employed various methods to eradicate polytheism from society. 1. Preaching monotheism. Tawheed. He actively preached the concept of tawheed, emphasizing the oneness of Allah and the rejection of all forms of polytheism. 2. Leading by example. The Prophet's own life exemplified monotheistic devotion, humility, and integrity, serving as a model for his followers to emulate. 3. Dialogue and debate. He engaged in dialogue and debate with polytheists, presenting logical arguments and evidences to refute their beliefs and encourage them to embrace monotheism. 4. Interpersonal communication. The Prophet communicated with individuals on a personal level, addressing their concerns and misconceptions about monotheism. 5. Divine revelation. The Qur'an, revealed to the Prophet, contains numerous verses condemning polytheism and emphasizing the consequences of associating partners with Allah. 6. Social and legal measures. As the leader of the nascent Muslim community in Medina, he implemented social and legal measures to establish monotheism as the societal norm, such as prohibiting idol worship and instituting ethical guidelines. Overall, the Prophet Muhammad's approach to removing polytheism combined spiritual teachings, persuasive rhetoric, and practical measures aimed at fostering monotheistic belief and practice. In the Qur'an, several stories recount the punishments that befell polytheistic nations due to their rejection of monotheism and defiance of divine guidance. Here are some examples. 1. The people of Noah. Now they were destroyed by a great flood after persisting in their polytheistic ways despite the warnings of the prophet Noah. 2. The people of Thamud*, they were punished with a violent earthquake for their idolatry and transgressions against the guidance of the Prophet Salih. 3. The people of Ad*, they faced destruction by a powerful windstorm as a consequence of their rejection of the Prophet Hud's call to monotheism. 4. The people of Lot, Let the city of Sodom and its inhabitants were destroyed by a rain of stones due to their sinful behavior, which included engaging in acts of homosexuality and defiance of the prophet Lot's teachings. 5. The people of Pharaoh and his army drowned in the Red Sea while pursuing Prophet Moses, Musa, and the Israelites after repeatedly rejecting the divine signs and refusing to abandon their polytheistic beliefs. These stories serve as warnings in the Qur'an, illustrating the consequences of persisting in polytheism and disobedience to divine guidance. They emphasize the importance of monotheism and submission to the will of Allah.
If you like my video, then like and subscribe to the channel. Press bell icon for more Islamic video.